of swashbuckling adventure with Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. So, last time we met, I believe is going to be the last of our party members, at least the last party member that's been showing up on these loading screens. And he's another godlike. He's a very interesting personality. Kind of reminds me of Moana, the character The Rock played, kind of the boisterous type. And then we went into the dark underbelly of the capital city and found that although the dark underbelly is rightfully dark and rightfully corrupt, there is some good there. Surprisingly some good there. So we are still haven't decided. We kind of told of what we're going to report back to the prince, but on our way down there, we uncovered a dark, dank temple in the darkness, basically the underbelly of this illegal port that I want to say, kingpin of the underground rules, and he's looking for a mosaic, and we can take anything else, but he wants to know about this mosaic. So I am intrigued, but it looks like we have a dungeon crawl in front of us tonight. So let us proceed and see what lies in store. So I've been itching to get back to this. We've most definitely been doing a lot of progress in the last couple of streams, so we should be moving onward. I'm expecting a lot more combat out of this one, so for those of you who've been hoping to see more combat and see a little bit more fighting, you'll probably see a lot of that tonight. I'm expecting quite a bit more, considering we don't know what's in these tunnels. We were following some elf who was not the greatest disposition. Let's say it's most definitely one of those, as my friends like to say, those gutter elves, which are always been weird to me. The down and dirty knife ears. I always assume, elves are aloft. Even as no matter how low they get, they all still, have that regal, don't care about you-ness about it. So, kind of down to earth, but kind of short and curt elves are always a little off to me. But that is not, we're not down here for her, even though she's probably going to be the one who looks at it, looks at the mural that we're here for. And possibly to stab us in the back, because that's usually how these things go. But like a lot of people learned last time, trying to stab me in the back or try to, shake me down usually doesn't go well. You usually end up dead. So hopefully she keeps her head about herself and doesn't die. Oh, we've already been through this. I just went to autosave. Is that the closest we have, is the autosave? I could have sworn I manually saved. Okay, well, we'll go through this again.
The hell's Dario? Dario took his time sending you. You got the key?
Even if you did, I know better than announce it as a stranger.
Come on, you got it or not? That looks right. See if it opens that door over there.
Very well. I already know what these I've already seen what these will do. So I'm gonna, if you excuse me,
what are you waiting for?
As I move through this kind of quickly, we've already seen what happens here. So place the constant open hand. Open it up.
Stand back. Get ready for anything. Where's the rest? Is that it? There's an old temple of Andra. Dario said it was just past this door. Hey, not so fast. Dario didn't send either of us down here to find some piddling little shrine. The one we need is bigger, and it should have a...
If you would steal or damage a shrine to...
Can it, Mama's boy? I'll wait here. Come tell me when you... You know, the Juana send people down here to... Not much, apparently.
Right now.
Take it easy. I'm just trying to get out of here. You can take whatever you can carry out of the temple.
Makara, I hope we play...
Carry at your grave as far as I care.
Alright. So, let's set up the marching order since our team has changed. So you should go. I'm not sure if anyone should go up front. I guess I go up front at this point. So I'm the fighteriest of all of us. And the barbarian. I guess.
Ready to brawl?
Craved, a feeling.
Cave bat. I don't know what a skulldrak is.
Yours to command, Captain.
I'm just good with the buffs. So let's start with this one.
A feeling.
And this one. Been a big fan of this one so far. Oh, that's not the buff. Oh no, I passed his turn. God damn it, I keep doing that. Oh, you are already down a lot of health. Of course we live and live in color. Our accuracy is not her problem at all. Let's blinding shot this guy, this hungry looking dude right here. Yeah, you could join. I got no problem with that. We're gonna move you back here though. You're gonna go up and try to knock him down. Okay, that's a knockdown. Okay.
Captain.
Oh, we skipped again. Stop doing that, Joe. You must stop doing that. Shouldn't matter, but...
work.
Okay, so... Hey, you're gonna have to set up the invites. So I'm in the middle of the stream. It's gonna cut off the stream for everybody if I do that. Alright, so let's see what Skulldrak number 2 does.
What can I do you
Wonders
for?
about, doesn't know what to actually do. Okay. Excuse me. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright. So,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Can the world hear me on the stream?
I'm not quite sure.
Yes, actually, I just checked it. Yes, yes, they can.
All right. So you've caught us. You caught me right in the middle of a dungeon crawl.
Ah, I see. Did you see the image I posted about Wizards of the D Coast sending saying what the most popular feats are from all the stuff they gathered from Combat League?
I guess.
Yeah, a lot of those make sense.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like Warcaster being the best feat in the game.
I wouldn't say it's the best feat, but I will say, for those who want it, it's there. For those who need it.
I didn't think about Keen Mind for a wizard. I didn't think about that. Makes a lot of sense though now that I think about it.
Yeah, keep in mind the thing I placed on. I had a wizard druid hybrid.
Wow, how did that work?
I mean, not wizard druid. It was wizard cleric hybrid. It's actually wizard cleric rogue hybrid.
That makes sense.
Um, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
What did Druid give you? Like, what was the?
Oh, not druid, cleric.
Oh, what was cleric for?
More skills.
Oh, skills.
Yeah. Also, cleric spells.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. I would say the only bad thing about it ends up being that you kind of, how can I say, you have to explain a lot of stuff to a lot of people. At least the build I was doing, because since I had all those dips and everything, it was very specific build. It was basically to have the passive perception and the passive investigation to the ninth.
That makes sense. Like that, a wizard rogue would make sense. It's the cleric that's a little like it makes it, like on the surface it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but it does. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Like once somebody describes it to you, yeah. But mobile for monk, I was like, really? Yeah, I guess.
They gotta do something with Monk.
They gotta do something with monk. Monk, the worst class in the history of Dungeons and Dragons. Not even close.
The sad part is you're right.
It is. You saw that video I posted? I posted a video. There's a video on it's a YouTube video that if I can find it again, I'll post it one of these days. But it basically went over the history of D&D and the history of the monk class. And come to find out, monk has been the worst class in D&D in almost every edition.
Yeah.
And that's comparatively. That's comparatively.
Right, but everything's comparatively, so it's the
Right.
worst class.
Yeah. I think the best for it in D&D was 3.5 because there was a lot of things you could do with it.
No, the best was fourth.
Oh, fourth.
There was a portion in fourth where it was actually broken.
Ah, that makes sense. It had to be something super over the top to make more gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, roleplay wise, monk is fine.
No, roleplay wise,
Like
it's usually not a problem.
Yeah, lore wise, monk is. The heck is that? Would you summon King Shark in this movie?
Oh yeah, no, so we've got all brand new party members. This guy is a druid.
Did you make like custom party members?
No.
No, I just missed a bunch of stuff. Okay. Oh wait, is that Teferi running around with a gun?
No, that's a new chick. All my characters are all the characters in my party are brand new except for the swashbuckling little
Yeah, I see.
FA type.
Out of the 5 characters you got, 2 of them are new. New-ish, yeah.
Okay, no, Teferi's trying to go over here and give people the bad touch. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay.
But yeah,
Folks
I,
out here needing a, folks out here needing adult.
yeah. But no, I wasn't surprised by any of that stuff for fifth ed.
Yeah,
Not at all.
that makes sense.
I said the only thing I would say is they people more people probably should be playing be using Lucky.
What they do? They do. Rogue uses it. Bard uses it. Uh, most classic sorcerer uses it. Makes sense. No, the classes that kind of really benefit the most from it on that list, I think, are using it personally.
Eh,
I think Rogue, Bard, and Sorcerer benefit the most from that feat.
I think anyone who's doing melee attacks on a regular would benefit a lot more from that feat.
Mm, I don't know. It's like when you look at fighter and you see the sharpshooter is kind of like the feat of choice for a lot of people. It makes sense because it's kind of like low risk, high reward because you're shooting an arrow, and if you miss, you're not just dead on the spot.
Yeah,
Like you're not gonna get instantly retaliated against for the most part
got it.
because you've got distance, I guess. So it makes sense. I mean, you can afford to miss. Also, everybody wants to be Robin Hood.
Oh yeah.
Well, most folks don't know is Robin Hood is an archer rogue. Doesn't with a couple of fighter levels peppered in there. He's mostly a rogue though.
Actually, it's funny because when they did Eldraine and they basically made Robin Hood, he was Archer Rogue.
I play that guy. I play that guy in my mono red deck. I gotta make more videos for that. I made some changes to that deck.
Okay.
I got to gold rank.
Got it.
So you've been playing him.
Yeah,
I think
he's pretty.
he's gotten up in cost as well.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Well, I had four of those. I had four of those long time ago
Mm.
because I just thought the card was good. And then
Mm.
was in the newest standard, the card's really good because there's some other cards that don't really exist. You don't see as much.
Mhm.
So he's like super useful now.
So you made an investment early on, and now it's paying
Paying off.
off.
Yep. The biggest investment I made that's paying off is I got four of those Ember Cleaves. Yeah.
Mm.
Or I should say three. I have three of those Ember Cleaves.
Yeah, I've been hearing Embercleave's been tearing things up. Also, that it's been super. How can I say? It's pretty expensive itself.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, so on Magic Arena, you could make an argument that actually instead of Mythic Wild Cards being the most expensive form of currency,
Mhm.
you can make the argument that rare wild cards are worth more because there's more rares.
Mm.
And
That's
like
interesting.
example, right? An example would be like lands, right?
Mhm.
You want all those special lands. Well, a lot of the best ones are rares.
Okay.
So even in these monocolored decks, right? People are playing like four, like in the mono red deck, people are playing like four Castle Embers, right?
Okay.
That's four rare wild cards, and that's just in your land selection.
Mhm.
Not to mention all the rares that you already are playing in mono red, right? So, so if you look at like how many you're gonna actually spend to make like a deck,
Mhm.
you're gonna spend quite a bit.
So
You know,
getting a bunch of these rares may be actually more beneficial for you. Hmm.
it will be. So actually, what I should say is saving them. is more beneficial for you, like not spending them right away.
Mhm.
And then it's like better to just if you get quite a bit of them, and then you or you kind of spend them all at once, so you decide what deck you want to build,
Okay.
like where you want to invest,
Mhm.
and then how you want to go about the ladder grind too, because you can go like you can build a deck that's better in like single match, because there's
Mhm.
like one game ladder grind, then there's like traditional like 2 out of 3 where you got sideboards and such, right?
Mhm.
That's a little more expensive, but the payout's a little bit bigger, right? You level up faster.
Mhm.
So, but at the same time, you got to get your sideboard, so that's more resources you got to spend, right? So usually the people who spend a bunch of money is playing that, and the people who ain't spending a bunch of money, like myself, are playing best of one.
Okay.
Which in best of one, obviously, like things like mono red and mono white and mono black are all really kind of good, if that makes any sense.
And what makes them so much better?
Well, they're quick, fast, in a hurry, and they're kind of straight to the point, right?
Okay.
So their draws tend to smooth out a little better
Okay.
because they're a little more versatile. You can
Okay.
play a complicated deck, but like if you're trying to play some sort of like combo style deck, it needs to be really concise.
Mhm.
Just think about it. If you sit down to somebody and play a game of Magic the Gathering without sideboarding, just one game of 60 card, things that go real quick and in a hurry and can get lots of damage,
Mhm.
seem to be the wave.
Over.
But
It will overwhelm your opponent.
yeah, you could just overwhelm the guy. So, but there's exceptions to that. For instance, the mono white deck has a life gain element to that, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of things just kind of fall to the wayside once you gain a little bit of life. Say you gain like in the course of a game, you gain like 7 to 10 life. That guy's probably gonna lose that game to your opponent, depending on what you're doing.
Mhm.
Cause I got a mono white deck that plays a bunch of stuff, and it's just I actually need to get I need four Mystic Wild cards. So I want to get that new Elspeth,
Okay.
and I want to play 4 of those in mono white deck. Like I already got the list I wanted to use for that deck, and most of it is in there.
Mhm.
It's really good for grinding. Like I make the decks that are good for grinding, right, on the ladder, because that's how you get the most rewards in general,
Mhm.
and they get the biggest benefits. And I really don't get the sideboards really mostly because it's kind of like that's more resources you got to spend.
Mhm.
And them sideboard cards are usually the first cards that kind of go out of favor. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, because they're the most specific to the meta that's going on right now.
Right. So it's kind of like the lowest return on cards for card to card, right? If that makes any kind of sense.
No, that makes sense.
So if you're not gonna spend a bunch of money, and just get every card, you gotta kind of get the maximum, benefit out of every card you get. That's why,
Mhm.
like, one of the first decks I built on the game was mono blue, because one of the best things you can get as a common is like Ketsu,
Mhm.
and that beats like most stuff. It's Ketsu, right? And like I bought a lot of those counter spell effects, and you could just build a deck like that. The classic, just okay, I'm just gonna counter spell everything and play this one finisher, right?
Mhm.
And then you add a little black to that, because you get some of these black cards, and then you can kind of make a couple of things. Like you remember when you was playing with me, I had that blue black deck that was kind of like doing good.
Yep.
Yeah, things like that. But they promoted a little bit of they promoted what you call it, this monocolor stuff in this Eldraine set.
And they also really promoting this and what's the name as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're doing a lot to promote.
The demigods are really good. I like them a lot. One of my favorite things to do is a cool trick you can do in 60. If you got
Mhm.
multiples of, like, for instance, Annex, which is the red one, And his thing is every time a creature dies, you get a 1/1 satyr that can't block a token,
Okay.
right? And if the creature was 4 or more power, you get a you get 2 of them, right?
Okay.
So one of the things I'll do is after I'll attack, and then after I attack, I'll play a second one and keep the second one and get rid of the first one
Mm-hmm.
that's got 4 or more power. That technically gets destroyed, and I get 2 satyrs for that. Now people say, why would you get rid of a 4-power creature that you know? But I'm replacing it with another 4-power creature that's the same thing. Plus, I get 2 more satyrs out the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically doing it to get 2 extra creatures. But
Right.
that makes all the difference in these little mono red decks when it's 1-on-1. Now the big reason you would do that is because you got Evercleave in your hand and you're trying to get its thing off. And its ability is it costs less. It costs less to cast, and it has flash when you attack with a bunch of creatures. So you
Mm-hmm.
want to attack with a whole bunch of creatures. That way you can you know what I'm saying? Play this out real quick and just win the game on Johnny on the spot. Another little all-star that a lot of people don't think about in that mono red stuff is called Rimrock Knight.
Okay.
That's a so what it is it's a for 1 in a red. It's a 1/3 dwarf knight, right?
Okay.
But it's got an adventure, right? An adventure is for 1 red, and it's instant, and it says target creature gets +2 power until end of turn
Happy to oblige.
on instant speed. So that's super good.
Okay. Why is +2 power at instant speed super good?
Well, because if you playing this super aggressive strategy, and I got a couple of creatures in the deck that are first strikes. Plus, it's got the knight subtext, and I play 4 of those. This rare knight that's a 1/1 for 1 that's got haste and it's got haste and first strike, and it says whenever you attack with a knight, another knight in play gets +2/+0.
Okay.
It's a rare, so he's also a knight. So not only does it combo good with first strike creatures, it also combos real good with Embercleave. Plus, it's a 1/3. It's a 3/1 for 2. You know what I'm saying? It's got 3 power for 2, so that's pretty good also. Plus, he's a knight, and he works real good with Torbrand because that's 3 power on turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, not only like 3/1s are super underrated in Magic the Gathering. 3 power creatures for 2 mana.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you play things like mono white, mono red, a lot of the weenie strategies that I'm kind of a fan of, those get so overlooked, but they're really good, especially if they got good abilities. Like that 2 damage could be the difference between winning and losing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Captain.
Plus, if you got a first strike creature and they block, you know, your 1/1, now you got a 3 power first strike creature. And it only costs 1 red mana to use his adventure. And adventure is busted. The adventure mechanic, what's busted about that is you can play those cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
The creature afterwards. And technically those cards aren't in your hand after you cast them as spells, right? So if you got a bunch of people who got the those discard spells, you can cast your adventure spells, and then you can play it and they can't get to it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
So you're basically casting the adventure so they can't get to their creatures or they can't interact with it.
Yeah. But not only that, it's also just you know, a buff. You know, 2 extra points of damage in mono red is great because you can attach it. Because why it's good at instant speed is when you attack with a bunch of creatures, the creature they didn't block with, they didn't block. You can slap on 2 extra power at instant speed and smack them for 2 extra points of damage. It's like a giant growth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like giant growth in them type of cards. That's a strat. That's an entire like deck. I got to attack with a bunch of creatures and just buff them up real quick with these temporaries and win. That's a whole deck. I played that deck a bunch of times. The deck that's whole job is to screw with the combat mask.
Mm-hmm.
I played that deck a bunch of times, and that's kind of what that allows you to do.
You have my attention.
In some instances, it can be like a shock. Like
Yeah,
if you
shock.
ever wa-
I think I understand the shock more. I, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I played 60. The idea of 2 damage being the difference between win and loss, and it's gotten foreign to me.
I understand that, but I'm saying you play too much of this EDH. The 60 can be fun. 60 is really fun. Magic Arena is a great way to do it too, because you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on it. I'm a big fan of Magic Arena. Like I spent out of the whole time, and it's been 3 years at this point since Magic Arena came out. I spent exactly $20, and that was like by choice. I didn't actually have to spend that money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just grinded out all the cards in my thing, and that's really it. I spent like $20. Now, granted, I actually took the time and grinded it all out.
Okay.
Also, I got a bunch of like swag stuff too. Like there's card sleeves, fancy lands. Like I got a bunch of fancy mountains and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you
They
gotta.
give you free card sleeves too. Like you can like get all the little free card sleeves and stuff if you do the little events.
So you got all the swag and accoutrement with it as well.
Oh, well, not all of it, but a little bit.
You got a decent amount.
Yeah, I got enough to look like I'm doing something. Like one of the cool things about that game is you can change your lands in your deck so they can look like whatever color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can get like all the same arts for your lands and stuff like
Also,
that. Also,
you'll be a fan of what I'm going to do now. You see what this name of this spell is?
oh no! Don't do it to him! Oh, I gotta see it! Drop it on it, baby! Yeah! My favorite spell of all time! Oh yes! Yes! Wave those hands in the air and cast that spell like you just don't care. Zap their happy ass. Kaboom! Yes! What do I say about the flames, boss? What do we say?
They all burn in the flames.
Everybody burns in the flames, my man. You can be all kinds of demons and devils and all that stuff. Eventually, if I'm a good wizard, you're all gonna burn up. If I'm a good enough wizard, nobody escapes the flames.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. I got to play that wizard too that I wanted to build in 5e.
Mm-hmm.
No, you were right. You were right. Wizard as evoker is much better than
Sorcerer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't know what sorcerer kind of like is really good at in that game.
Sorcerer is kind of good at having these other builds. Like I would say.
Like what's an example of like a sorcerer build that's kind of like legit?
Like if you're playing sorcerer, right, and you say, hey, I want to go and like multi-class into warlock, and I want to shoot Eldritch Blast 50 times in a round. Sorcerer will help you do that.
But can't you just do that as sorcerer by playing human and getting Eldritch Blast real quick?
Right, but you won't get all all the fancy stuff that comes with Eldritch Blast as well.
Yeah, but why would you want to? But that's okay. That's multi-classing. What can you do as just playing sorcerer by itself?
I will tell you, sorcerer's best thing is multi-classing.
It slides. It's a really good secondary class. For it's super good for multi-classing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shoot these people. Shoot him.
Shoot him.
Shoot him.
Bullet.
Bullet.
Well, there's a lot. My team is very shoot 'em at this point.
Yeah, like they should be. Don't put guns in my RPG and expect me not to use them. You getting shot. Also, this bird is putting in damage. I like this.
Show me where to fight.
Yeah, go get a bird.
You were saying?
Yeah, no, the bird is actually pretty good.
Oh wait, hold up.
What?
Where's Eder?
Eder left.
He just quit.
No, I decided. So I was like, well, I can play this game with all nothing but new people who are new to this game. So that's the decision I made.
Oh,
That's
you're
how I
trying.
built the
Okay,
first.
you're trying to like try out the new characters,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to the stalwarts from back in the day.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
So I know Eder's boy, from back then. Usually I wouldn't do this, but I was like, I gotta try it.
Yeah, that boy, he took a wallop. Yeah.
All right.
I like how my idea, like a bunch of people also in 5e did my idea, which
Which
was
was?
which was just pick barbarian and choose the toughness feat.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
No, it's just come to find out. Yeah, I mean, great weapon master is kind of like you really don't have much of a choice.
That's pretty standard.
Unfortunately, like that's kind of the only way I can see that guy even being worth it.
Yeah.
Like without that feat, I don't see him like being like useful.
Yeah, he doesn't do much, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the problem. Actually, you know what barbarian I like and I think is better than people giving credit for? The zealot. The zealot version, the one that you choose a deity type, and then you get the that deity's like it's either like holy or not holy. It's extra d6 of damage when you rage. I think that's ridiculous.
Okay.
I think that's just enough to kind of make that really good. Like for instance, if you just like you pay like good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do like a d6 of divine damage opposed to like necrotic. So you do your normal +2 plus a d6. So it's a d6 +2 on each, or plus whatever your rage thing is. It's probably +2 by that point. So you do a d6 +2 extra damage when you rage, and it's divine damage, so they can't do none about it. Like that's actually might be enough to make that guy kind of useful in combat.
Okay.
Because think of it. So when you rage, and you use a two-handed big old 2-die-6er,
Mm-hmm.
you get 3d6 +2. That's before damage roll.
Right. That's
That's
pretty
at
good.
level. That's at level 3. I think that's pretty good. That's on everything when you rage. I think that's legit.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's legit. And people are like, well, that's the backlash I've gotten for that idea is like, well, that's not very like spectacular. I'm like, well, actually, you think about it. Fucking the plague, the mucus over here from the Mucinex commercial over here, snotting on people.
It's not gonna matter.
It's not,
this a done deal.
Yeah, shoot him in the face. Yo, give him the
Game over.
Rainier,
Body parts.
right? Give him the Rainier Wolf Castle. I shoot your face. And my sequel, I shoot your face again. No.
All right.
Yeah, the Zealot Barbarian. Like, this guy.
It's okay.
So, the first ability you get for those guys, right? You get Divine Fury. It says, starting when you choose this path to 3rd level, you can channel Divine Fury to your weapon strikes. While you're raging, the first creature you hit each of your turns with a weapon attack takes an extra d6 points of damage or it takes extra damage equal to 1d6 plus half your barbarian level. The extra damage is necrotic or radiant. You choose the type when you gain this feature. So that's so half your barbarian level. So that's +1, right? And you automatically, and it doesn't say at any time this replaces your normal rage number. So at third level that's one extra d6 plus 3.
Okay.
And and then you also get Warrior of the Gods at third level. Your soul is marked for endless battle. If a spell such as Raise Dead has the soul effect to restore you to life, but not undeath, the caster doesn't need any material components.
This is decent.
Yep. And at sixth level, your divine power fuels your rage and can protect you. If you fail a saving throw while raging, you can re-roll it and must use the new roll. You can use this once per rage. This is really good. That's really good. Rerolls?
Speak your mind.
Rerolls are pretty good.
Yeah. Now at 10th level, you can channel your divine power to inspire zealotry in others. As a bonus action, you can use a battle cry, infuse your divine energy up to 10 creatures within 60 feet that can have you gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of the next turn. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until a long rest. That's ridiculous.
It's okay.
What? Advantage on attack rolls automatic for your whole party?
It's alright.
Yours to command, Captain.
I guess. And then Rage Beyond Death. Here's their 14th thing. While raging, having 0 hit points doesn't knock you unconscious. You still must make death saving throws until you suffer the normal effects of taking damage. However, if you would die due to failing throws, you don't die until your rage ends. And you die then only if you still have 0 hit points.
My guy is immobilized. What the hell?
Maybe it's because you got snotted on.
It might be. Also, my cursor's not. I will say one thing about this game, it tends to be a little bit, let's say, buggy.
Like I think if you stack this guy on top of, like, Paladin...
Why does it say I'm in combat? Oh, this game still thinks I'm in combat.
Maybe there's an enemy that you don't see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this dude is pretty good.
I think he's alright.
You don't think he's any good?
He's okay at best.
Oh. No, I know the Ancestry Barbarian is probably the best one.
I think the problem is Barbarian.
Well, I mean... You know, for only 3 levels, this is the extra D6 plus half your the extra D6 plus 3 is really good. I don't know, you take this and then you start multi-classing into Paladin. I think that's pretty good. You could rage and then smite somebody. That's really good.
I think I'd rather just have the smite.
I guess.
And pick something like sorcerer.
I'm trying here, Joe. I'm trying. All right. You gotta work with me here, buddy.
I ain't trying nothing.
I'm trying to make Barbarian great again. You out here just...
I don't care if Barbarian is great again.
Haters. Hating on one of my favorite all-time classes to roleplay. I like the idea of Barbarian. Was this a cutscene?
No, I was resting. I was hoping that would alleviate some of the things that's going on, because my game's acting buggy.
Did it?
It's looking like it, yeah.
So far, so good?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta go get my dinner.
Okay.
Take me like 30 seconds.
Sure.
We're having ramen and a bunch of fixins.
Yeah, so like as much as you like Barbarian, I would like Monk to not be just booty all the time, but I gotta deal with the situation I'm in.
Maybe there's some stuff you could do. You know what? That monk that throws like light bolts at people, that guy is super playable.
The sad part is the best thing you really can do with Monk is mix it with like Rogue and make it I'm gonna say make it like the Shadow Monk.
Oh, the dude who gets to cast spells and get you a bunch of like spells, like you can
No,
like
no, that Monk is the worst.
the one you can. No, I'm talking about the one. No, the Shadow Monk. He has a small list of things that are like spell-like effects, and there's essentially the equivalent to the same effect as a spell. Like he can spend 2 key points to cast silence.
Yeah, that one. I thought you were talking about the one that actually has, you know,
No, not spell-like abilities. I was talking about that dude. Actually, because technically that guy's got spells. If you think about it, the Shadow Monk, because you get the same exact effect as though you casted the spell. That's what it says. So effectively, you have a small spell list plus other things that you use this resource pool called key to cast.
mm-hmm.
Like that guy plus rogue is really good. Yeah, I can see that. I actually think Monk. I actually think you know what I really think is a good character. Monk plus I think Monk plus Druid can be halfway
What
decent.
did you find, Ishi?
I've got
Hey! Stop! What are you doing, you fat-fingered oaf? Put me down!
We're talking swords now. The sword twists and turns in your hand, trying in vain to wriggle out of your grasp. The word Mordor etched gilded at the base of the sword.
Okay.
Speak to me like that again, I'll be reforged into a chamber pot.
Oh
You know,
jeez.
I've developed a sudden interest in fingers. I wonder how yours taste.
Till the sword flares but almost too hot to handle. Mordor huffs and irritation turns over in your hand.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm waiting for someone very important who is definitely coming back any day now, and you won't want to be here when she does.
Animaster responsible for your condition, I presume.
No, that would be a man known across Aora as the Great Wizard. None of your fucking business.
Wow.
I'm waiting for my owner, obviously. It's really a wonder you've managed to survive to the ripe old age of whatever you are, being this stupid.
Reminds me of which of us is sitting in a pile of garbage.
Well, there's no need to be mean.
Rose cold, cross creeps of the blade. The hilt reminds oddly warm, almost inviting.
But my owner...
Yeah, yeah.
feels
That's
great.
because
I
see
mean,
he's all
he
nice
is
now. Now that
great.
he done cursing at you like he's fucking smart.
Grip. Oh, I can do things with the sword you wouldn't believe.
Do I have a Sundore sword? What the fuck is this? Show me. I have a quick study. I'm gonna make dramatic retching noise and pretending to throw up.
Surely, even though you're clearly little more than a ham-handed halfwit, maybe you can do something for me. I'll let you handle me, but only under one condition. You have to help me find my owner. Okay?
It presses itself in your palm, slowly warming to your touch. I'm supposed to wander around and request every random sword movement I come across?
No. Oh
What
man,
you do is your business.
you gonna
I
smart
don't
talk
know if I
the
can
magic
trust
sword
you
that
yet.
gave you
You need to
everything?
prove your worth to me first.
Hasn't given me this sword hasn't given me anything yet.
It could be Excalibur for all you know. Stop bad mouthing everything you said
I
about
would
it.
talk shit to a damn sword.
I'm not. I'm gonna say, give me your powers.
Suit
Then when it
yourself.
says,
Farewell.
Good
wow.
riddance then. It's not like I asked to talk to you or anything. Oh, you're back.
Honor suddenly warms to your touch, then chill, runs down the length of the blade.
You want to help me find my owner after all?
We'll see. I'm not in business of making promises.
Only until you find my owner. You got that?
You have the sword, testing its weight. Its finely wrought weapon, though it's seen better days. All it needs is a bit of polishing. Your scabbard and continue on your way. You have gained on and more duress. Put into your stash. Interesting.
That sword looks. I bet you that sword is godlike too.
We'll see.
Watch the sword be ridiculous.
Oh, fine, huh? One-handed soul bond. Okay. Quality, fine. Usable only by the Watcher. Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Accuracy, fine. Plus 15% damage. Plus 4 accuracy. Plus 1 penetration. Jealous. Restricted to the Watcher. Emotional. 20% damage as burned when above 50%. Has 20% damage as goes when below 50%.
Ooh, that's really good. And it's plus 4 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good, man. I'd be using it unless you got something better.
I don't.
I was gonna say, if you got something better than that, that wand is nice and all, but you got warrior levels for a reason.
It's a fine hatchet.
Blow his ass up.
No, magic talking, shit talking sword.
I love them. That's my kind of sword.
That's your favorite type of sword? The shit
Yeah.
talking ones?
Yep. Because there's usually more to that story than meets the eyeball. And for that reason, I like it.
Sometimes, what's more to that story is not good. Greater Earth Blight. Alright then.
So,
Cave Grub. Cave Grub. Oh no, here's a second one. Just in case we only wanted one.
at
Alright.
least they're right next to each other, waiting to be
I wouldn't bet on them being there about the time a fireball comes around.
Oh no. You know what's funny? You know what's funny to me? I think dwarves. Oh, now you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Dwarves would use guns. I think a dwarf, they would love guns.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the cannons they have out there, when they introduce guns, it's the dwarves who invented them.
Oh yeah, they love it. Oh, guns? Black powder and fine craftsmanship? Oh yeah,
All about it.
all about it. Gunsmithing is quite a bit of a craft. Dwarves love ranged weapons. Wait, you mean I could be 5'2" and shoot your nose clean off of your face, and then blow the fur clean off of your hide? Sounds great to me.
Well, we're gonna try out this new sword. Let's see.
Honestly, once you picked up the sword, you should have saved the game. Now I think about it.
We're gonna do some of these free spells. This enchantment, because I'm a.
Just doesn't usually happen, I swear.
She missed. I said, this doesn't usually happen, I swear. Oh, don't tell me you a sword that don't do nothing.
We'll see. It's only been one attack yet.
Happy to oblige.
You can shoot that dude in the clear in the face and... Oh, crazy. Give it another try.
Well, look at how this is turning out. I'll have ample opportunities.
Yours to command.
Bird clean off in your hide. Man, that bird is putting in work.
Need to go over here being shark.
You should name the bird Mr. Christian.
Oh, we don't get to name the bird. It had a name.
So we can say a bunch of stuff and then say Mr. Christian after when we talk to the bird.
What can
Funny.
I do you for?
Set that for the movie.
So,
You should walk the plank for this, Mr. Christian.
I dropped this big old divine pillar on them.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Actually, since they're all gonna be all ganging up, so we know where to put all the stank at.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'm flogging a figurehead.
Well, let's see about. Bam! Somebody got shot.
Oh, good.
I never got to play enough Pathfinder where I got to use guns a lot.
You were saying?
And she missed with the pillar. Great.
I know. I'm gonna cast for 5 minutes and miss. He got interrupted. Whatever he was doing.
Yes, Captain.
Get him, bird. Get him, King Shark.
Happy to oblige.
In the new Harley Quinn cartoon, they got Poison Ivy. Her love interest is Kite Man.
Kite Man?
Yeah, Kite Man, as in like
More orders?
the Batman villain who flies around with a kite on his back.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, and she's all like ashamed of it at first, but then he shows up and he's all cool. Like, wait, what? Like, yeah, I'm pretty cool. He's like, why? I can fly. Can you? And he starts like flying around and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have like a group essentially. So what they did with the Harley Quinn cartoon is to make her more interesting. They surrounded her with a bunch of characters.
That makes sense.
So she's got like Clayface. When she got a crew, it's like Clayface, Poison Ivy. King Shark is actually one of her people in her crew.
Okay.
Dr. Psycho, he's like your most powerful person.
Dr. Psycho?
Yeah,
Ever heard of him?
basically he's a villain. He's actually a Zatanna villain,
Okay.
but basically he's got like telepathic and telekinetic powers.
Mm-hmm.
He can do like concussive blasts with his mind. He can move objects. He can go in your brain. He's basically a psychic.
Okay.
He's like if Professor X had all of Jean Grey's powers, but wasn't quite Professor X.
Okay.
Happy to oblige. Get threshed.
Captain.
Damn these earth plates.
And they got a lot of HP. It looks like.
Figurehead.
Yeah.
All right, sword.
Yeah.
This sword hasn't really been doing very much.
In comparison, no, unfortunately. Despite all those stats, so friendly fire is very much so a thing in this game, correct?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Oh, good.
Yeah, friendly
We
fire is
So we
very
can't just
much. Can't just run around throwing fireballs now.
and we can't go around casting fireballs on our own spot.
Nope.
Speak your mind.
I mean, you can, but
That was one of my favorite things to do in D&D. Get immunity to fire and then run around casting fireballs right on your location. Just blow everybody up. Boom! Good old delay blast fireball.
alright, so what we gonna do? So we gonna throw a grenade in here at this point.
Unload the arsenal.
Aye.
At least it's not like what's the name? Destiny or Divinity, where you got like a chance to throw the grenade somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that would suck. That'd be really bad.
You had to take a feat in order to throw grenades, like pinpoint accuracy. My friend, do you know the secret to excellent ramen noodles?
No.
It's very simple. The broth. You have to make sure that your broth flavor is very pungent. Because if you just got some whack ass broth, the whole thing is gonna suck. Some whack ass broth with some dry ass noodles, that shit. I add a little pick me up to the noodles. I add the sauce packet that comes with the noodles because I get the little kind that comes in a bowl, the little plastic square, like I gave you that one time. Those are like 80 cents, so I get those by the case.
Okay.
So.
And it's immune to the bird entirely.
Wow. What's that bird do? Just physical?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be a fight.
Yikes.
More just for the simple fact that these things ain't gonna die anytime soon.
Right? Like, how you supposed to? Like, they look just like regular old plain earth elementals. It's poison.
The problem is they're greater earth elementals.
Well, that's fine if they acted more like earth elementals and not like magical ghosts.
That's how a lot of earth elementals actually act.
Like
just
ghosts?
stand there. Just,
yeah.
just float in the air and just shrug off all your damage.
Well, normally you can stab you can bludgeon these guys.
Yeah, but it's like bludgeoning a rock.
It is. That's how you break rocks. With sledgehammers. I take people shape metal with hammers. To forge swords. So that's how you deal with rocks. Smash them in itty bitty bits. Or in this case, bullets.
Well, there's one positive thing about the whole situation.
What's that?
They're not doing a whole lot of damage.
Okay, so they're just kind of annoying.
Yeah, right now it's just attrition.
I think you can, yeah. With stuff like that, I think you might have a good chance. That was one of my favorite classes to play in 3.5, Bonded Sorcerer.
Okay.
It was under the Miniatures Handbook. It was a really good. It was a surprisingly good class.
The one with the elemental?
Yes. Like we were playing dungeon crawls, like World's Largest Dungeon with Quorum, and I played one of those. It was surprisingly good. Cause like, I had an Earth Elemental, and one of the things he could do at will was Earth Glide. The thing where he can just like meld into the earth and move around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I had him doing that all the time. Like, yep. So what I need you to do is go under this door and take a peek and see what's on the other side of this door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had damage and HP. Like he had a lot of HP. The other one I would have picked if it wasn't for that was the air one, because the air one had like perfect flight.
Yeah.
Also, the coolest part about that class is the elemental. Like it was a flat out like animal companion. Like it leveled up,
Mm-hmm.
and when it leveled up, it actually like once you got to high enough level, like you had elder, like it got all the benefits of the actual monster. So that was really good.
Oh, I can summon more of these water whips? More than one? That's good to know. So my strategy at this point is summon a bunch of elementals to fight these elementals. These water whips.
You mean magic is defeating magic?
Yeah.
Who would have guessed?
Oh no, you can't have more than one out. Oh well.
He should have told you that.
Say your prayers.
What is it like? Just basically a tentacle?
Yeah, it's a water whip.
Speak your mind.
Ooh, 7. Okay. When he did that one, I got a little worried there for a minute, but then he followed it up with a 7. And I was like, okay, all right. Not ideal, but it's something.
Speak freely. I got this. Can't get a clean head.
Also, you know a game where Sorcerer was really good? Pathfinder 1. Original Pathfinder?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, Sorcerer was Peace Delivers. That was one of my favorite like one of my default builds that I would tell people, like if you just want to build just a Pathfinder character, you don't know what to do, just pick up Elemental Sorcerer and just start casting spells. Ooh, whap! Hold that 12 points. Thing? Yeah, take that 12 points.
I'll light the darkness.
Oh, thank God. One of them down.
Cool. And he didn't explode on death or nothing silly like that.
Which I was half expecting.
Right. Because that's how it is in a lot of these RPGs. Oh, you killed the elemental. Kaboom! Oh yeah, like one of the cool things you could take for elemental sorcerers, if you picked Earth, all your damaging spells became acidic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised how few things have resistance to acidic.
You know what doesn't have resistance to acidic that you would think would have?
What's that?
Terras.
Oh yeah, no, the Terraz does not have immunity to acidic. No, it does not.
It was actually discovered by the group that what level did it have to be? It was a relatively low level warlock that got the acidic thing attachment to their Eldritch Blast, and a magic and a flying carpet could theoretically take out a Terras, because the Terras doesn't have enough movement speed to catch up with the magic carpet, and doesn't have any resistance at all to Eldritch Blast. I mean, acidic Eldritch Blast specifically.
Yep.
What can I do you for?
Oh, I didn't want you to move there. I just wanted you to shoot me. Shoot.
You know it's a fun spell to make permanent? Yeah, a lot of people I was talking to some people that's kinda like just like what are some low level spells you can make permanent in Pathfinder that are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Tensor's Floating Disc. That's a very fun spell to make permanent.
And it's not bad spell to make permanent at all.
No.
I'm listening.
You know what's
And what's
my favorite though?
what?
Enlarged person.
size? Well, yeah. Large person's a pretty good one. Enlarged person is one of my favorite spells. Period. Dot. That's like whenever I play a first level wizard in D&D 3.5, it's uses my spells usually include grease, sleep, and enlarged person. And if I only got one spell to jam out, it's probably gonna be sleep. But when I get my second slot, I'll level up just a wee bit. Best believe enlarged person starts showing up. Cause if I can start shooting a crossbow and enlarge this warrior in front of me, yeah, that's all I want. This enlarged person was so busted at low levels in 3.5 D&D that in every edition after that, and every game after that that knew about enlarged person and put it in their thing, nerfed it in some way from that version. It wasn't as good as it was in Pathfinder 1. It wasn't as good as it was in 4th
No,
edition.
it was actually better in Pathfinder than it was in 3.5.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I used it in that one too.
You used it more in Pathfinder.
I did because I played more Pathfinder. And it kind of still did the same thing.
Have my attention.
That's because melee classes were better in Pathfinder 1
It's true.
than 3.5. 3.5, a lot of times melee classes could be just like, you know, hey.
That was a game though. Where Barbarian was like, did some work.
Yeah, Barbarian's a fine class in.
In 3.5,
Oh, thank God.
Kaboom! You should save your game.
Yes.
Save. Don't touch anything and save. That's the one save per encounter rule in these D&D, in these dungeon crawler games or these RPGs. You get to an encounter, and if the encounter is it looks tough enough, automatic saves after each encounter. Sometimes it's automatic save after the small encounters, depending on the difficulty of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know. You get a lot of like when I play Skyrim, which is a game I play a lot, you see safety save after damn near everything. Like quick save.
So you ain't got no problem saving a lot.
No. Save often and save early. That's my advice. And yes, save scum all of these damn games.
I try to reduce my saves coming to a minimum.
Not me. I try to reduce my forgetting of saves.
A shrieker, hey?
What you
I
guys
have more
saying?
cave bats. Let's see.
Shoot him! Shoot those flying souls. Those flying jackaninnies.
This guy doesn't really shoot.
He doesn't have to shoot. You gotta do something.
There's that druid over there.
Oh, he's a druid? He's a water druid?
Yeah.
That
It's a
class
druid.
went from...
It's a druid and enchanter at the same time, which is means basically that he's two
wizard
spell
slash-
character.
Yeah, he's
He-
a wizard slash druid.
He's kind of bard slash druid actually.
Okay. That's fair. That makes more sense. Thematically. Be a bard slash druid.
Mm-hmm.
Like wizard slash druid kinda, it also makes sense. Like you could do it. Like the character, you could say the character's like this hermit. That's kind of just this like wise, wizened, intelligent dude that just lives out in the woods because
Mm-hmm.
he's not a fan of society. You can make him like chaotic good. I'm not a fan of your laws. The laws of nature are the only thing I listen to.
Let's try it again.
Oh yeah, catch that fireball. Much as I love fireball, I'm not opposed to casting something like meteor swarm. Oh yeah.
Speeder Swarm is just more fireball.
Most people don't think of it like that. I do. I do.
Sometimes I don't cast fireball. Sometimes I cast Speeder Swarm. Okay.
Okay. See, that's the initiated. The initiated, those people, they know about that.
You really mess with fireball?
How does fireball miss? That
Miss
doesn't
everyone at that.
That doesn't make any sense. It's an explosion. They should just make the save and take less damage. That's not how fireball works, game. Fireball is one of guaranteed damage spells. Either you make the save or you don't. And 9 times out of 10, most things can't make that save.
Yeah.
Try again.
No, that's a different spell. He's doing Blizzard.
Blizzard. That's a classic. In a lot of these games, you gotta pick one or the other, though, for like what type of damage do you want.
Well, the Druid's doing that.
Right.
Tef has the fireball.
I know. Also, yeah, look at that damage. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
No. Is that what does Hobble do what I think it does? Like lessens your damage or lessens your movement?
Yep.
Go berserk.
I get 2 of them? No. Let's just trap this guy.
Brisket. Stuck in the doldrums here.
Ooh, paralyzed. Oh wait, no, that's not good.
Have my
So, you're like, ooh, paralyzed. Wait, that's our guy.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that kind of stuff. How do you miss with fireball? That's still that. I'm
See,
triggered
so I
by
still
it.
haven't gotten over that.
No, I have not. I'm triggered. How do you miss with fireball? I can understand, like, okay, they all made the save, half the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, if something was really speedy and had evasion, that would make sense, like one of the flying creatures.
Mm-hmm. But
they'll
just miss?
Yeah, but just nobody took no damage. Like, what did they do? Shoot it? And the worst part was it exploded right where they were, too. If he'd have, like, shot it off at the wrong angle and hit the wall or something, I'd have been like, okay. Like, whoops, Mr. Fumblefingers.
Mm-hmm.
Although,
but no, it went right where you expected it to.
And then nobody took damage. Like, what is this? Also, that is a very underrated way to play 5e. Invest in all the shield abilities. For, like, fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, so what you would do is... you make that martial
Oh yeah,
splash.
the dominated went off. I'm sorry, mind control went off.
Oh, that's great.
The barbarian has the mind control spell, which is super funny to me.
That makes sense.
So since the
Yes.
water since the water whoop didn't get over there, we will try it over here.
You gonna put another one somewhere?
Yeah, because I summoned it all the way back here, and the fight never went back there. So
Does the thing move?
no.
Oh well, that's annoying. You are a stationary jigger.
Mhm.
Alright. Yeah, no, that's cool. So they're like, yeah, that's very underrated. Like the tactician fighter, the dude with all the maneuvers, the maneuver dice,
Mhm.
and then you get to
He's not
and then
underrated at all. I'm gonna let you know.
you get to, yeah, but getting the shield feat, the shield feat with that class, the
It's,
one that gives you evasion is really good.
it's not underrated.
It's not. That's
No.
something a lot of people do. And that feat
Sentinel?
is that's not Sentinel. That's not that feat.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
All right, the one that gives you evasion.
Oh, that one? Okay, that one may be underrated.
The one that the shield feat that gives you. I'll show you.
I think I know which one you're talking about, actually.
Yeah. Shield Master feat 5e.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's underrated, but it's alright.
Wait, they nerfed it? When they nerfed it? Verification by oh. That's some other stuff.
Yeah, 5e is 5e.
Yeah, this stuff's all over the place. Shield Master, weird, dude. Yeah, if you are incapacitated, you can add your shield's AC bonus to any dexterity save made against a spell or other effect that affects only you. If you are subject to an effect which allows you to make a dexterity save for half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage, imposing your shield between you and the effect. If you take the attack action during your turn, you can use bonus action to shove a creature within 5 feet of you, shove a creature within 5 feet of you using a shield. That's so good. Like knocking people down, shoving them, the shove action. Like most people forget the shove action is a thing. I'm like, wait, I can attack, I can hit the dude over the head with my mace and then shove this dude, knock him down. That's excellent.
Climb through the passage. Yeah. It's okay.
And on top of that, I got all these other things I can do. And then
The evasion thing is the best thing, usually.
it is. And then on top of that, what's also really good is if you pick that Battle Master fighter class, you can you get to maneuver that you can like protect your friends. That stuff is really good. Where the dude has to attack specifically you, oh yeah. And if he doesn't, he gets what's face, he gets disadvantage on that attack for not attacking you. That's great. And you have a shield on top of that, so if he does attack you, you got a bunch of AC. Oh yeah. One of the best ways to get 20 AC right in the beginning of the game. That shield. Actually, you know who uses what class usually uses the Sentinel thing you were thinking of? But most people do with that. Come to find out, they do that on Paladin.
It's better for fighter.
I think so too. The thing about getting the
Someone in my sights.
making it so that if they get hit by one of your AOs, they can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, they're just layering these encounters on.
Yeah, I said it was. If you want to see combat.
I do.
Oh, it said you were here in the beginning, but I was like, we're doing a dungeon crawl, so if you for all of the people who wanted to see more combat,
That's
You will
me.
probably see a lot more combat.
I would qualify as one of those people. Oh, jeez, they gave old Tef the business.
Yeah, they most definitely try to knock him down and take him for everything he got.
That's usually how they hate. That's usually how haters work. They tend to hate on you till you ain't got none. What?
Okay.
You gonna turn him into a shark?
Now we're gonna drop this divine pillar on these guys right here.
Killer O face.
Oh, good.
21 damage on that sword. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We're gonna put up some of these spell protections.
Yeah.
Because I am actually that kind of wizard.
Yeah. That's the thing. I've done that.
This is...
In,
I
in
am...
5e, play Abdur Wizard.
Oh yeah, that's my main type of wizard. That's my highest level wizard.
Is that your favorite type of wizard?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's my highest rank, it's my highest level one.
Oh yeah. That ward is vastly forgotten about, but always remembered when it matters.
I wouldn't say it's forgotten about.
By the other players is what I mean by that. Like the other players always forget that you're tougher than you look because you're a wizard. They think, oh, if the wizard got hit, he's going down. Nope. Not this wizard. I'm a shield wizard. What do you mean by that? I cast the spell shield.
Well, that's all wizards at this point.
It should be.
Captain.
Like 5e is such a, how can I say? It's such a old game that no one's
it does feel kind of figured out.
like no one's surprised by anything anymore.
Yeah, it does feel kind of figured out.
Kill my bastards and you do.
It does feel kind of. One of my favorite things though, playing 5e, is we were playing with a friend of ours named Andy, otherwise known as Stuffed Crust. He's the guy who does the Pokemon runs with Gourmand. Funny. So one of the things he did was our friend the Cheesemonger was playing a divination wizard, and what he would do is when we would fight these
Fireball! It didn't miss that time.
Ooh yeah, that's what we like to see. No, look at all those numbers going. So yeah, so we our friend Officer Salt here was running and we were fighting dragons, like low level dragons. And one of the things we would do is we had knockdown attacks, right? And one of the things that was funny that so one of our players would try to knock the dragon down, so we like holy ring him and jump him, and he would use his ability that guarantees a save or a fail twice per day. He did that on the on the dragon, and then
I've been chopping you to chum.
he our friend Andy was like, oh, you made sure this was able to happen because you foresaw it, you knew it because you could see the future that you was able to make sure you knocked the dragon down. He was like, yep. He was like, wow. And he contextualized the whole thing, and I never thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's actually kind of cool. That's what that's supposed to do. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, this was for these events were foretold. Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's the thought behind it. I divined what was going to happen before it happened.
Yep, I knew this was gonna happen this week. Save. You should save.
I usually don't save this much.
I. You should. You should get in the habit. Don't you understand? Don't you understand, Herr Joseph, that death is around every corner, and I mean every corner.
Here's the problem. Having too many slaves slows down your loading.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You can't blame me for that, for not knowing that. My logic is sound. I just didn't know those random particulars.
I'll get that for you. Don't mention
Open the chest. Who's the rogue? And
Our
we
ranger.
unlocked it. No problem. That makes sense. There's an antidote. Looks like you're gonna need that, and whatever that is. Crap
Phones are warm to the touch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't like the looks of that tendril looking light coming out of the padded cap. Oh, what is that? Is that dealing damage?
Something that's...
Ew.
Yeah, some...
Don't
It's
look
not
like
dealing
one-
damage, but... But it's immune to ours.
Yeah, see? I knew it was right to say it.
You would have said that no matter what happened.
I get to say that no matter what happened. There's a difference.
Just not much of a
earned-
difference.
I earned the right to say that.
That's not really of a difference.
It's a difference enough. Perception is 9/10 of the reality, my friend.
Yeah, but I don't believe in your perception.
My perception is pretty good. I am quite perceptive, my friend.
Anyone would say that.
I am. You've been around me long enough to know that I'm telling the truth. Oh, see, now we're fighting actual ghosts.
Yeah. These guys are actual ghosts.
Or phantoms, if you will.
They don't look friendly.
No. Most people forget Casper was the exception, not the rule.
He teleported me?
Where did he teleport you? Wow, way the heck over there? That's pretty smart.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
That is ridiculous. That was smart. Oh man, that's one of my favorite spells to get in the reverse. Like that's the first spell I usually get in Divinity. Teleport. Man, have I done that so many times with the things in the Divinity Original Sin. Teleport. Whoop, you can go way over there now.
Let's see if these bullets hurts Ghost. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what that does, but I know I don't like it.
The ominous purple glow? Yeah, I don't know too many people who are crazy friendly with the ominous purple glow. Yeah, attack that thing. And it's immune to your nonsense. Run, Tef, run!
Tef ain't running. No need to run.
No need to run?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah. Tef will be just fine. Tef is not a frail wizard.
It's not.
Not in any way.
Speak freely.
Also, I don't know if you've seen it or not. You probably haven't. But they're, for Mortal Kombat 11, they're giving the Soviet skin for Scarlet.
Okay.
The mask has like a red star, and she's wearing kind of like a military style uniform.
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
You're a fan? You like the Soviet Blood Witch?
Mm-hmm.
I actually, the one that I have it without the mask at all. And she's like not wearing any mask. It looks
Mm-hmm.
nice. I just don't like the fact that she's not wearing pants.
She's a blood witch. You think she's worried about pets?
Yes.
You were saying?
Well, she's not. She's a blood witch.
Got this, Captain.
She uses foul magics. Pants are not important.
Happy to
There
oblige.
they are.
And she's
Everybody
not,
needs a good pair of pants.
Solomon Grande. That's all he wanted, really.
Eh, that one time. He quickly forgot about that though. You just out there swinging the sword?
Nah, he's about to put this magic spell. He has a bunch of melee magic spells, so.
That seems to be a thing. Well, you weren't overly fond of spells that take a million years to cast.
Oblige.
Mm-mm. Not really. People move around quite a bit in this game.
Right.
Seems like you spend your whole time waiting for people to cast.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. It was explained, I think it said Curse of Nightmares? Curse of Nightmares. What was it? They explained it. I think that's what that purple stuff does.
I'll be soon out of it, so it doesn't matter to me.
But yeah. It's probably good to know what it does in case you see it again.
Your orders?
Move, move, move. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Strike.
Red and fire.
I did less damage than the sword that time.
Well, that sword also has magic properties.
The magic has magic properties.
Well, magic. You better have magic properties, otherwise you got instinct. My magic isn't quite magic at all. I'm a sword-omancer. Look at this spell. It's called stab. Stab, stab, stab. I get to do it 3 times in a row.
I've seen a lot of people talk about how they cast sword. Actually, one of the funniest things I've come across in Dungeons and Dragons Adventure League was a guy. I think he was like a fighter or something, and he was well known for his spell book, right? And they were like, and then people were like, okay, he's well known for his spell book. What's the big deal about that? And he come to find out, since he was a barbarian, his spell book was literally a giant ball with the word spell book written on it.
Ah.
I was like, yep, actually that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, have you played with people who played Barbarian in Adventure League?
Yes.
It never is up to scratch.
No.
Are they always liabilities?
Not always, but that's in situation. So here's the thing you have to understand about Adventure League. Adventure League, because of how 5th Ed works in general,
Right.
if your group is competent, or you just have enough, half of your group is competent, you're pretty okay.
What did you find, Ishi?
Okay, that's fair.
Like it's it's not like Pathfinder. You actually have to know what you're doing.
Ah, yeah, because Adventure League and Pathfinder was a chore.
Yeah, but you actually had to like have strategies and like build characters that work and all that good stuff. Like the thing about 5e that that makes me kind of, you know, scratch my head is like in the want to make things easier. It made it so easy that it doesn't. A lot of times you don't really need to know very much or do very much. It's just like,
It kind of plays itself.
especially if you play one of the stronger classes. Like you can, like 90% of the clerics do the same things, and it's so effective that it's not even questioned.
So what are some classic cleric things that are just stupidly effective?
Like spiritual weapon
Ah.
and spirit guardians.
Oh, spirit guardians? Yeah, that's spirit guardians are best.
And like the most important two spells to have on your first level is healing word and spiritual weapon. Second level, the most important spell for you to have is spirit guardians. And then the problem with spirit guardians is, truth be told, it has the best damage scaling out of everything in the entire game. So not only is it an AoE damage spell, not only is it an AoE damage spell that completely ignores your allies. Not only is it an AoE damage spell that completely ignores your allies, it also gives all your enemies difficult terrain. Not only is it an AoE damage spell that completely ignores your allies and gives your opponents difficult terrain, but also has the best damage scaling out of all the damage spells in the entire game.
Okay,
And you get it at level 2.
So, for those who don't know, spiritual weapon is you create a floating spectre weapon.
No, not spiritual weapon. Look up spirit guardians.
Oh yeah.
Also, also the two choices are two of the three most unresisted damage types in the game.
Okay, level 3 conjuration, spirit guardian. You call for spirits to protect you. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. They are good. Or if you are good or neutral, they appear as angelic or fey, your choice. If you are evil, they appear as fiendish. When you cast a spell, you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be affected by it. An affected creature's speed is halved in this area. When the creature enters the area for the first time on the turn, or it starts a turn in the area, it must make a wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage or 3d8 necrotic damage. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage. And then you can bump it up to make the D numbers go worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. But what was the first level spell you said you should get?
Spiritual weapon.
Oh, I think that's not a first level spell.
Spiritual weapon is very much his first level spell.
Second level evocation. Spiritual weapon.
Oh no, that is the second level. The first level spell you get is healing word.
Oh yeah. That goes without saying.
The damaging weapon spell you get there is guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. Yep. So you know what's busted? You know how you know healing word is one of the most busted spells in the entire 5e? 2 different classes choose it at first level. Cleric is the first one. Do you know what the second one is?
Healing word. I'm going to guess it is going to be. Oh, I know exactly. This is Bard. Bard gets it.
Yep. And you know the third class that chooses it at first level also has it on their spell list?
Druid.
Druid. Correct, sir. And then the maybe fourth class that probably picks it is the wacky, waving, flailing, and floatable, what you call, sorcerer who chooses, I can also pick divine spells, and I just have the whole list. He also picks it at first level. Or as soon as it's available to him.
raises his hands to show his sword is sheathed.
It's just, you're the first body I've bumped into in days that's actually breathing. I mean,
Oh,
could it be you're delving for forgotten treasures? Same as me?
No offense, but he's not looking or smelling so good. He licks his cracked lips, flashing a crooked front teeth.
Admit it, but look, I'm too desperate not to. I found not a single trinket and no end to this pit since I first crawled down. I thought to follow the rivers out, but the caves are crawling with grubs.
well, you found all kinds of stuff. This guy's pretty bad at his job, at searching for treasure. If that's the case.
Mm-hmm. How did you even get down here? Casts his head to one side, knowing the glint of and in his dark eyes.
That's the same to you, friend. Not everyone longs to die in their own bed. Well, I thought I'd have more time. You haven't found a way out of here, have you?
Your escape plan reverse fence it into the pit.
I slid down from the cliff, but midway, the rocks turned slick.
I don't know if you're lucky or just plain stupid.
Suppose a bit of both, don't you think?
Well, that's kind of rude.
But I didn't break my neck on the scale down. And
Pose a bit of both. Sounds like an answer I would give.
Best bet's the rivers in the base of the pit. They flow beneath the outcrops, so they must dump into the sea. The trouble's been reaching the base. The western caves wind down, but they're riddled, infested. Walking them's not been safe.
How long have you been wandered down here?
I packed provisions enough for 2 weeks. Started rationing when things looked grim. Not the first
2
hard
weeks?
days. I don't know beyond that.
He has a ripped toe in front. His boots scuffs it again and stone beneath his feet.
More seems hardly worth it now. Suppose I fell for the bait though, didn't I? Fabled temple full of treasure in my ass.
Wolves on most of the grove of the western caverns.
Yes, right. It's safe to make for the rivers then. Or it's safe as it's likely to get. I'll head downward now. Mayhaps we'll meet again in the darkness? Take heed if you've plans to trudge deeper north. I only glimpsed it once, but whatever nightmare lurks near the falls of the pit, it's incredibly massive. And surely just as
Oh no, spiritual weapon?
And he's gone.
Oh, he just left.
Okay then.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the spells in 5e are pretty figured out at this point.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be kind of sad if they weren't actually.
It would, because that game's been out for well more than long enough.
And they have it's not like they put out a glutton of content. Or a glutton of content of player choices, let's put it like that. They most definitely put out lots of content, but not a lot of it is player choices.
I think other than the, like, at the very beginning of the, wait, what am I trying to say? Since the game first came out, I think they've only added, like, one class to the game.
Mm-hmm. You'd be correct.
Yeah, and do people even play that damn thing?
You can't play it.
You can't.
You can't play it in normal Adventure League
Why not?
because it's Eberron exclusive.
Whatever, that's whack. That's,
Now you see the reason I have a problem with this game, right?
well, I didn't know. You can't, you can't tell me like I'm supposed to know.
I did tell you.
I don't remember you telling me this before.
Time to separate the chaff.
Well,
But
I
anyways,
have.
yeah, that is pretty bad. That's whack. That's why the best they'll. That's why the best thing that ever happened to D&D was homebrew campaigns, because let it be known. And I would imagine you can't even play the Spore Druid.
No, of course
Oh,
not.
that
All
druid
of
is
that,
really
it's all of that Ravnica shit. Yeah, yeah,
that
no,
that Spore Druid is actually really good.
yeah.
He's
Can't
actually the best.
don't
It's
don't
actually the best druid archetype I can think of.
yeah don't look forward to having fun with it.
Oh man, that's whack. That's actually pretty whack. Like, would you agree with me though that Spore Druid is pretty good?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's quite good. Like,
that's
wow, I want.
that's why I was super upset.
You were gonna play him?
I was at least considering it. Now I'm
Yeah,
not going to waste my damn time.
Man, like that guy would be so good. That Spore Druid is great. Like he got the miasma and the whole thing.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
I love playing Blighter back in the 3.5 days. It was great. Blighter.
Looks like I'm here to stay.
I actually got to use the Blighter's ability once to get rid of a Paladin Celestial Mount.
Really?
So the Blighter has a special ability in 3.5.
Oh, I
what he
know.
does-
I just didn't know you were able actually to get that off.
I was like, no, your mount doesn't like you anymore.
That's screwed up.
Nope. He gets rid of them.
What can I do you for?
I'd be upset.
Oh yeah, that Paladin was not happy about it. He was an NPC, but he wasn't happy about it.
What do you mean? I think just went away.
No, it just looked at you funny and wandered off into the wherever it came from.
I'm gonna say just wandered off into the sunset at this point.
The worst part is, you wanna know what the worst part of that is? So technically the healer class, right? Which is a great class in 3.5, is a derivative of Druid. It's a really good class. It's like one of them. It's one of them half castery classes. Like what you call it? What are those? What's that one dude called?
It's a beguiler.
Yeah, he's kind of like a healing version of Beguiler. He's literally just called Healer, but he's a really good class. He's got a bunch of cool stuff, right?
I'm very familiar with healer.
One of the coolest things is at 7th level, right? Because you think, well, what could they give those guys? I'm talking about this for the stream. I know you know all this stuff. But like, what could they give those guys? Well, they give them a mystical animal companion. So at 7th level, you get a unicorn. And now you're thinking to yourself, if you're not familiar, what could possibly be so great about having a unicorn as an animal companion? If you say that, I say go to 3.5 on the internet and look up what an actual unicorn can do. That shit is busted.
What can I do you for?
At that point, the unicorn may be a better caster than you are.
Actually, I will give 5e one thing.
What's that?
The now that I've got a chance to play this, I have a much better opinion of the wild magic sorcerer.
What does it do?
It's one, it gives you a bunch of rerolls that you probably shouldn't have.
Okay.
And two, that's how you generate the wild magic. And some of the stuff you get on that wild magic, like one of them is just you summon a unicorn.
Oh, yeah. No, unicorns are busted.
And unicorns didn't become less busted in 5e. Let's put it like that.
No. Oh no. At 3.5. Yeah. So that's your permanent animal companion. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, because the Blighter's ability is to make it so your animal companion just like goes away, right? I mean, permanently just goes away. So those things count as animal companions for the sake of the thing, right? So at the highest level, right? Not 20, I think it's like 17.
Yeah.
The last animal companion you get, because your monster basically upgrades, is called Coatl. That's the big like the big coup de grace of that class is. I got all these healing spells. I have all these things I can just get rid of immunities and so on and so forth. But now, on top of all that, I have a Coatl at my disposal, right?
Yes, I have the rainbow serpent at my disposal, and it's a big fucking deal.
It is a big deal. That is technically an animal companion, so a blighter could walk up to you and go, "Hey, that's a nice snake you have there. Hey, snake, you should go home.
If
Back
you
to the
have,
rainbow.
he'd
Back
have
to
a
the
hard,
rainbow temple."
he'd have a hard time.
Mm-mm. You just have to make the roll.
No, it's you have to make a roll against its actual thing. So like
Oh
normal
yeah, that's
animal
right.
companions don't actually like have really high stats. A Coatl is not a normal animal companion,
You're right.
not in any way.
But the fact that we can even have this conversation is funny. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
No.
Body's
Also, technically,
been savaged by claws and fangs. A cloud of essence hangs over it. You recognize it belongs to Bardo, the man you saw lowered in the gullet earlier. Soul remains posted in the urgency. Read his soul. Prepare yourself for non-familiar jolt of you feel yourself pulled into his memories. You're being dragged toward the cage, but you're not looking at it nor the darkness below. Soon there will be nothing else for you. Overseer Hisenga is holding a marked coin, a solo egg glaring at you. You already tried to explain yourself, but it's no use. He knows where you got it. He tucks it into his pocket. Instead, you look at Bitha, furious and heartbroken, where she stands beyond the guards. There's something you need to tell her, but she's so far receding further a second. Carl, what you need to tell her. You're standing in front of a man. His dark, wizened face reminds you of old leather, but a delicate work of embroidery rests upon his lap. He holds his purse with long, fine fingers. Take it. It's heavy, probably more money than you've earned in your entire life. You try not to let this show in your face. You know what to do. The crime lord nods at you. Yes, sir. Please remind me. Oh, that's the guy who sent me down here. The crime lord. By the way, I may or may not be currently working on the behalf of that same crime lord. Anyway, please remind me.
pirates? Question mark?
You will meet our mutual associate near the Audra Mill. She will give you a package. Pay her and bring this package to Undercroft. He watches you understanding before he continues. My people are particular about security. We'll show them Solian, and they will let you pass. Pat your pocket, Marco, yes, it's still there. You leave the lair of Dario the Lean and zip through the narrows, past the self-watching, the self-chewing guards, left the four-way intersection, left again to the gullet. Your hands are shaking. You're remembering the rumors that Bida told you about of a merchant captain at the tavern. The money is heavy in your hand. It's a risk, but you realize you've already decided to take it. You need to hide it. Fortunately, there's a rubble around you, offers plenty of hiding places. When no one is looking, you clear some of the stones out of one of the corners and hide the purse beneath them. There, you'll come back for it once you've made your deal with Wertai. You're almost starting to feel better about it, too. As Barato walks into the tavern, memory fades, and you find yourself once again looking at his corpse.
I'll guide you through the wheel.
Sadi's lanterns clink softly as she drags it through the cluster of innocence and harvesting the lost soul.
You get all that money?
Well, I have to go and get it now.
Oh, you know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if they were going to give you the coin or something.
I'm pretty sure we'll get it. I'm pretty sure we have to go and get it afterwards.
That's fair.
So.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense that 5E's kind of figured out. Yeah, wild magic sorcerer is...
It's pretty fun. I would actually, um, if I were gonna make a build for it, I'd most definitely, I'd wanna kind of play it all the way up and like get the halfling luck stuff and get lucky and all that good stuff.
Oh, oh, just get all the dice.
Yeah,
Be the
get
dice
one,
mugger.
get 2 levels of wizard and a couple levels of sorcerer. It'd be obviously a lot of it and a lot of whiz, a lot of charisma.
Right. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
which is surprisingly not as hard as you would think.
No?
No,
But you need to multi-class 14, right?
yeah, no, it's 13.
It's 13. Wow, that's much easier than it.
Which is the one of the big how can I say, one of the big things for that human, like the non-variant human,
Oh
because it
yeah, oh
basically
yeah, yeah,
makes
yeah.
it so you can multi-class and everything.
So one of my personal favorite builds, that's kind of just a favorite fun flavor build, is a build I call Steve, where you use the points and you get 3 15s and 3 8s, and the 3 15s are in all your physicals, right? And then you pick regular human to get all 16s in those in the 3 physical stats. So you're just like this physical paragon, and you take a couple levels. You take fighter, you take a couple levels. Uh, Barbarian, you take some rogue in there. Basically, you just do that. You're just this just really annoying, hard to kill fighter. You can even go as far as to skip the barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
It's my I like to build. I use that build for fighter. That's believe it or not, that's not even my two-handed build. That's my
I know
battle
that's your,
master.
yeah, that's your
That's my
shield
battle
build.
master layout. Yep, that's my battle master layout. Because, and they say, well, why would that be the shield master layout? Because the reason that's the shield layout is because you have high enough decks to where you could actually take advantage of the shield master feat.
Well, sir.
Oh, this is it for you?
Yep.
This is it for you? Alright.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a good session. I'm not even sure if we've actually progressed in the actual dungeon or we just exploring the pit. But next time we shall see if we can get further along in the dungeon and see if we can find that big nasty monster that the other guy was telling us about.
Yeah, I think you progressed. You killed a bunch of stuff and got some experience points. So you progressed in that way.
And found a magic sword and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we progressed in the right direction though. You can always progress in this game. Progress in the right direction is sometimes harder than it seems. There's a lot of content.
Oh yeah, I mean, it feels like you're going somewhere.
But yep. Well, good night, guys. We shall see you on the morrow.
Sayonara.